Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today COP just filed an 8K about leadership changes and executive compensation, and I am seeing some big shifts in how they're rewarding their top brass. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This filing really lays out a significant transition at the very top of ConocoPhillips, with the CEO stepping into a new role and a new leader taking the helm, complete with some very interesting pay adjustments. Alright, let's dive into what is happening at ConocoPhillips. This report, filed on the 6th of August 2026, details some pretty major shakeups in the company's executive suite, and it all becomes official on the 1st of September. The big news is that Andrew M. O'Brien, who has been a key player as the Executive Vice President for Strategy, Commercial, and Chief Financial Officer, is stepping up to become the new President and Chief Executive Officer. This move is set to take effect on the 1st of September of this year. Now, what about the current leader, Ryan M. Lance? He's not exactly leaving. He is transitioning from his role as President and Chief Executive Officer to become the Executive Chair of the board. So he'll still be involved, but in a different capacity, likely focusing more on long-term strategy and guidance rather than day operations. The changes don't stop there. Contessa S. Haynes Welsh, who has been the Vice President of Finance and Controller, is moving up to become the Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. And Greg Patterson, currently in Corporate Planning and Development, will take over her previous role as Vice President of Finance and Controller. So you can see a clear succession plan unfolding here, with internal promotions across key financial and planning roles. Looking at Greg Patterson, he is 50 years old and has been in his previous role since April 2024. Before that, he held positions like General Manager for Financial Planning and Analysis and Manager of Strategy and Portfolio Management. He also has experience in finance for the company's Malaysia business unit. This suggests a solid background in financial strategy and operations. The filing also notes that these individuals were selected for their new roles based on their qualifications, and there are no special arrangements or understandings tied to their selection, nor do they have any personal financial interests in transactions that need to be disclosed. This is pretty standard language, but it is good to see no red flags here. Now, let's talk about the money. The Human Resources and Compensation Committee has approved some new pay packages for these executives, and these also kick in on the 1st of September. This is where things get really interesting. For Ryan Lance moving to Executive Chair, his base salary is going down to $1.1 million annually. He'll still be part of the long-term incentive program, which is good, but he won't be eligible for the annual cash bonus plan known as VCIP. This reflects a shift in his role from active operational leadership to a more strategic oversight position. The new CEO, Andy O'Brien, is set to make a base salary of $1.7 million. On top of that, he has a target bonus under the VCI program of 160% of his base salary, which is quite substantial, and a long-term incentive target of $13.08 million. This shows a significant increase in his compensation package, which is typical for a CEO role, especially stepping into the top spot. Contessa Haynes Welsh, the new CFO, will have a base salary of $742,972. Her bonus and long-term incentive targets are also quite attractive. She'll have VCIP targets at 83% of her base salary, restricted stock unit targets at 110%, and performance share targets at a very high 205% of her base salary. The performance share target being more than double her base salary indicates a strong emphasis on achieving company performance goals. Both O'Brien and Haynes Welsh will also get additional units in the company's performance share programs adjusted for the time remaining in those programs. This is essentially a way to make sure their pay is aligned with the company's performance over the entire program period, even with their new roles starting mid-year. The report also mentions compensation for other executives. Kirk L. Johnson, Executive Vice President for Global Operations, is getting a restricted stock unit award valued at $5 million, which will vest in 5 years. Nicholas Geolds, Executive Vice President for Lower 48 and Global HSE, will receive a similar award valued at $3 million, vesting in 3 years. These are significant equity grants designed to retain key talent and align their interests with long-term shareholder value. To go along with this filing, on the same day, the 6th of August, ConocoPhillips put out a press release officially announcing these executive changes. This press release is attached as an exhibit to this report. And yes, that press release is included as Exhibit 99.1, so you can read it for more details if you wish. Finally, the report is signed off by Kelly B. Rose, who is the Senior Vice President Legal, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary. This is a formal end to the document dated the 11th of August, indicating it was submitted shortly after the executive decisions were finalized. So, what does this all mean for ConocoPhillips? This is a pretty clear signal of a planned leadership transition. Ryan Lance, a longtime leader, is moving to a more governance-focused role, while Andy O'Brien takes the reins of operational leadership. The compensation packages, especially for O'Brien and Haynes Welsh, are substantial and heavily weighted towards performance and long-term incentives, which is generally a good sign for shareholder alignment. However, the significant jump in compensation for the new CEO and CFO, combined with the reduction for the outgoing CEO in his new role, highlights the immense responsibility and expectations placed on the new leadership team. It is a big bet by the board on O'Brien's ability to lead the company forward. The risk I am watching is how smoothly this transition plays out operationally and whether the new leadership can maintain the company's strong performance in the volatile energy market. What I am actually looking for is how these new leaders execute their strategies in the coming quarters. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this breakdown useful, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and join our Discord community, linked below.